Hi guys, Brain here, and welcome to another commentary video. Today, I wanted to talk about the cosmetic paradox, because this is something that's been in DBD for quite a while, and it's something that you've probably heard of in the last year, especially when people start arguing about the whole Hattie thing and stand up for Hattie thing that happened in the last year. So that's why we got that new survivalist cosmetic for her this year. And it's been a wild ride that has been affecting a lot of people, and kind of it's always been something in the Dead by Daylight community. And it's a philosophy that Behavior likes to use that I don't particularly agree with. And I want to break down why. So let's go ahead and get into it. So first off, let's go ahead and define what the cosmetic paradox is. The cosmetic paradox is where unpopular survivors and killers don't get skins. You guys know that I play Jeff as my main survivor, who was a very unpopular survivor, mostly because of the chapter he released, which was Darkness Among Us, which was Legion, who used to be very, very obnoxious and irritating. So as a result, he does not have a lot of cosmetics in the game. He has recently gotten up into the 60s, but compared to characters like Meg, who have 113, Fong Min, who has 100, it's kind of a far cry. And that's to go even less for characters like Jonah and Hattie, who have in the 30s. Much less cosmetics, obviously, for those characters as well. And even going on the killer side, I play Huntress, which is a very popular killer, but I also play Billy and Myers and Deathslinger. Myers is for IP reasons, but Billy does not have particularly a lot of cosmetics, especially compared to killers like Legion, who have, I think in the 90s, I believe it is, they have like a 90 cosmetics, 90 plus cosmetics in the game. So basically what I'm getting at is, like, I know what it's like to not have cosmetics for your character, and the reason that cosmetics go to characters like Meg and Fong Min over somebody like Jeff is because these characters are more popular. So if they release a set or new cosmetic for those characters, they know likely it is going to get bought, because, you know, there is a very, very large player pool specifically for those characters, so there's a higher likely chance of sale. So that's kind of the logic behind why they, you know, gear most of the cosmetics towards, or funnel them towards, those characters, and kind of leave more characters like Hattie on the back burner. However, I feel like this is kind of like shooting themselves in the foot, especially as they continue to release newer and newer content, especially considering that, like, Meg, who has the most cosmetics at 113, compared to, like, Hattie is a newer release. Hattie came out last year, was the kickoff for year 7. So Hattie's been in the game for quite a while and still does not have her fair share of cosmetics. Finally, they're starting to work on that. We got the survivalist outfit, but there's kind of no reason that a new character should be left in the dark, just so you can kind of funnel that attention towards older characters that just happen to be popular, because who knows, that new character might have been just as popular as Maid or Fong Min, have you treated them with the same gravitas and care that you did those characters. But since you didn't give them anything, there's kind of like no reason to play them. Fun fact, the main reason I picked up Hillbilly as a secondary character was because of the initial rift that released the Pig Billy skin. I tried Billy here and there, and I did like him, but it wasn't enough to really main him, especially be my top 3 or top 5. But when the initial rift came out that had the Pig Billy skin, I found that pig skin so funny and so endearing that I started learning and playing the character, and, like, the rest is history. That's why I love and play this character to this day, is because the Pig Billy skin got me interested in the character and kind of snowballed into everything else. It actually got me to play the character. As opposed to somebody like Twins, who nobody plays, mostly for bug-related reasons, and they only have like 30-something skins. And of course, nobody wants to play a character that does not have very many skins, because customizing your own look and making your character feel like uniquely yours, and making it feel like you have your own fit or fits, is a big part of why you play Dead by Daylight, more so on the survivor side, but also on the killer side as well. So if this character does not have a lot of ways you can customize them, you may not be as inclined to play them. Many of you who've been with the channel for an incredibly long time, you know that I actually used to be a Cheryl main. I actually used to be a Cheryl Mason main, because I like Silent Hill, I love Silent Hill a lot, and I feel like I feel that Cheryl is the most prominent and cool protagonist from that series. So I actually used to main Cheryl, and I did for a very, very long time. If you remember back in the day, there was set breaking. So even though most of her cosmetics are sets, besides her t-shirts or her tank tops, I could basically mix and match and kind of make all these different and unique cosmetics that felt like they were uniquely mine, because there was the set mixing thing, which is kind of like TLDR. If you ever wonder why I have any sort of traction on this channel at all compared to other DBD channels, it's because I did the set mixing thing and I did tutorials on how to do it. That's the only reason I'm around and even remotely pertinent. That's where I got my most of my, you know, views from people, was from that. So that's why many of you are still here. But I kind of waned off playing her as time went on, because it got kind of boring playing Cheryl all the time, because it was either Sweater Cheryl, one of the tank top Cheryl, or it was one of her sets. there really wasn't a way to really differentiate her and make her feel like she was my own character. Like the Cheryl I was playing was unique to the Cheryl somebody else was playing, and it just kind of got boring because when you play so many matches of Dead by Daylight over and over and over and over and over again, you need to find ways to switch it up. You need to find ways to keep it interesting. And one of the little and cool ways you can do that is by customizing your character, picking different outfits, or at least sticking to an outfit that, feel like, emulates you. But if you can't even do that, it kind of like kills the vibe. So eventually, even though I moved to somebody who equally did not have very much in the way of cosmetics, it was somebody that I at least liked a lot and had some cosmetics, and most of them were not sets, and that being Jeff. But even then, I was it's just weird because in the last month, Jeff got a store outfit and a Rift recolor, and I felt like I was on cloud 9. But I realized for Fong Min mains that probably happens like every month for you, and it's just a weird perspective. But TLDR, the point I'm trying to make is I feel like if Behavior released more skins and cosmetics for the characters that are lesser played, people may feel more inclined to play them, and you're not in this situation of like, oh, well, we're not going to give cosmetics to lesser played characters because nobody plays them. It's like, well, there's no reason to go play them because they don't have very many cosmetics. That's one of the things that contributes to the reason why a whole lot of people don't play them, is because there's no way to creatively customize your character because you've left us with so little options. So of course, people aren't really playing those characters a lot because you can't really feel special while playing them. But if you just did that, maybe people would be more inclined to invest in those lesser played characters. It just makes sense to me. There's a real life saying for this. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, but I can't remember it. Sorry, I'm gonna butcher it. But it's like the plants that grow are like the ones that you water, the ones that you take care of. So of course they're looking at like Fong Min and Meg, and they're like, yeah, we water those a lot, and that's a good plant. I guess we should keep giving it stuff. And they're like, oh, that poor plant, that poor Jeff plant over there is dying. It's like, it's because you don't water it. You don't water it like you water the other two. So of course these two are growing, and that one's not growing. Of course that one's growing compared to the other one. But if you actually just watered all three of them equally, you may see more players, So that's kind of what I'm getting at, is maybe if they just, tried to take care of more characters in the game that are more neglected, they would actually see more of that popularity. They would see more of those sales instead of just having to just kind of do the lazy thing and just chuck it to the popular characters. But yeah. What do you guys think? How do you think we solve the cosmetic paradox? And is it even a problem? Let me know down in the comments below. But other than that, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate y'all. And I'll see you tomorrow because I upload daily. But if I do not, I will see you when I see you. Goodbye.